This is the final battle before Washington. So this commander has an artillery perk, and these are all artillery units except for a couple snipers. So these two best units, their goal is to get firearms to 100 so they can break them down into infantry and then buy tons and tons of veterans with the millions of dollars I hope I have at the end of this. So these are 10-pound parrots. Efficiency of 78, 88, pretty good. I have some lieutenant colonels in these units. I want to turn them into colonels for the final battle. And then we have snipers, more lieutenant colonels to get promoted to colonels. The artillery is going to get about 1,000 kills per unit, and these are going to get about 2,000 kills per unit, something like that. Corps commanders, 3-star. So AP Hill, and he's perked for infantry. Now I think I might have brought too many infantry units to this battle. I think I need at most 12. And I could probably get by with maybe 10. And I don't need as many as I'm bringing. I'm bringing 16, and many of them will not do very much. So a couple more snipers, lieutenant colonels to get promotions. And then 10-pound parrots, and I want to experiment with the Tredegar, which I forget about during the battle. I totally forget I have a Tredegar. Okay, my goal in this battle is to get out of it with as few casualties as possible, but I'd like to take the second victory location with some time left and then decide if I want to continue to press the battle and get more kills. So kind of don't fiddle around. Make sure that my artillery gets lots of experience. Here you can see I have 93 rep. I am going to take the 8,000 raw recruits. I don't think I'm very interested in the rest of it. Here's the rest of the army. But anyway, the battle isn't that long. And if you're playing on Legendary, the enemy is going to be all 3 stars and take a while to knock down. So yeah, he's at 45, 50, and he's going to go up to 50, which I think is the floor anyway. The enemy here is about 90,000, and my army is, what was it? It was 45 or 50,000, something. Anyway, we're at better than 2-to-1 odds. So the odds are not yet, are short of 2-to-1, which means it's an easy victory. And it is. It's like the enemy has no chance of not losing this battle. So I recommend looking at the videos of Pandakraut and Hi Bob War Bob. They do a lot of clever things. Of course, I'm taking, I think it was Pandakraut who introduced us all to the fact that you don't have to, like, you can just come in here with a ton of artillery and blast the enemy to pieces and keep your losses down. And that's my goal, is just keep my losses down while getting a reasonable number of kills. I don't think there's enough time to wipe the enemy out. And besides, I'm playing one and done. So I'm just going into the battle, fighting it, and getting out. You can always do better if you fight it again. The last battle, I had some ideas to do better if I fought it a second time, but I don't think I'll ever fight it a second time. Same with this. This is one and done, and if you... this is true of all of the battles in Ultimate General. If you fight them the second, third, fourth time, you will get better results because you'll figure out things to do. So I was having a little trouble getting spotting on that unit, so I was paying for the first time very close attention to the shadows, and looking at, okay, where's a piece of high ground that I can see the enemy. So finally got into a place, line of sight, where I could see the enemy, and yeah, it works out fine. Okay, I want to keep my artillery. My snipers are all perked for short. They don't have the extra range perk. What they have is the additional spotting and the additional cover. So they're particularly hard to spot, but they don't have the extra range. But they have plus 20, plus something, visibility or scouting. And I think that really works out well here. My artillery is all perked for cover and concealment. And if you stay back, like where my 20-pound parrots are now, if you stay back or you get closer but you stay in the woods, you stay pretty much invisible. I don't think... No, I don't think that any of the units got spotted while they were at the limit of exploding shell range in cover. I think they all stayed hidden. I think that... And I only lost a couple of... like 1 or 2 artillerymen in the entire battle, I think. And the losses all happened because they were firing at the enemy artillery, pass-through damage, or I had the artillery too far forward, if that makes sense. So you can easily get out of this without artillery losses. I didn't lose any guns. Yeah, finally have everybody in position, and we're just going to kill this guy. Now my goal with this artillery is to push the artillery up. Most of the playthroughs that I see of Ultimate General, and I've said this in several videos, is I'm saying out loud the entire time, where's the artillery? And like, players just do not like micromanaging the artillery. So there are a couple things here. First of all is that I'm hitting pause a lot and giving individual orders to my artillery. And priority targets are commander, then artillery, then supply wagons, and then infantry. So what we want to do is, in this battle, the enemy will keep sending units forward to occupy the positions. You're going to knock them out, they're going to come back, you're going to knock them out, they're going to come back. So what you want to do is concentrate artillery fire on the unit you want to retreat. So that means hitting pause and then redirecting all your artillery to the best target, and target one infantry unit at a time to rout them. So that means hitting pause a lot. But then when we move forward, I want the artillery to move within exploding shell range of my infantry to provide support. So I don't want them to just sit back and fire long range. I want them to get up closer and be able to do exploding shell range damage on the enemy. And at the very end, I want them to fire canister into the enemy. As you'll see, I put them right behind the infantry on the north objective to fire canister into the enemy, and it's just devastating. Again, one of the things that would help this battle is getting more supply wagons. Supply is not that big a deal in this battle. It didn't affect my play. It would have been better if I'd had more supply wagons, yes, but wasn't crucial like it was in the previous battle. This battle is not as long, so supply did not become an issue. And there are also 4 resupply points that you can capture. So I didn't feel like I was under pressure because of ammo. But it would be better if I'd had 4 supply wagons per corps instead of 2, and I highly recommend that you make that a priority of getting more ammo wagons. I have 2 ammo wagons per corps. Notice I'm moving the artillery units up, but they're staying in cover. If you come out of cover, you will be spotted. But I'm keeping these guys in cover, and they are not spotted. So even the units like behind this front line, instead of just moving them straight forward, I'm having them move through the woods to get behind the units that are in the woods. Like there's an open area there, I'm staying out of that. Okay, I don't see any artillery. I'm sending to the far north 1 sniper, 4 artillery, and 4 infantry. I really like that position up there. Your artillery can sit in cover and be invisible, and it gives a nice angle onto the northern position. There's an artillery battery up there you can see and kill. It's just very, very handy. This is a position here which I thought would be invisible, and it is. You need to get into it. I should have held fire, because he fires and gets spotted. No, he needs to get into the position, and then he just stays invisible. And I can see a supply wagon, which I'm going to kill. I do not see any artillery units. I know there's an artillery unit to the right, and then there's an artillery unit in the open to the right of that, but I don't see them. So there's a commander, so I want to kill that guy. So I'm going to hit pause, and everybody's going to target the commander. I don't show you where I hit pause. I hit pause a lot. I've edited that out because I'll hit pause and then redirect the fire of 30 artillery units, and that's kind of boring. So, but I'm doing that a lot. And that drags out the battle quite a bit, but hey, if you want a good result in a battle, the way to get that is to hit pause a lot and micromanage your units. So the more you do that, the better the result. So I'm real interested in getting... I'm babying the 20 best. The 20 best are the... What I did was I took my cav unit, my melee cav unit, and I broke it down, and it has 100 in every attribute except for every skill except for I think firearms. And so I built 2 artillery units to get firearms to 100, and that is what I'm going to turn into as many veterans as I can. So I don't want those guys to take losses. I end up pushing them a little far forward, but it works out. They're a really good unit. Here I took one of the my sniper units and I pulled him back. I don't have my commander forward because I don't want him to get spotted. I'm not pushing my ammo wagon forward either because I don't want it to get spotted and draw fire. So I pulled my sniper back to my ammo wagon to resupply. So we've just been blasting away. Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I could just brute force right over top of these positions, and I think I could wipe him out, but I would probably lose 20,000 men. I don't know, 10,000 men. It'd be horrible. And there's nothing to be gained by it. That's like I'm weighing this. What am I going to get out of this battle that's going to help the campaign? And there really isn't much. Some promotions. I'm going to capture some 63s. I'm going to capture some 20-pound parrots. Like, my army is pretty much built. I'm going to get 18,000 plus raw recruits. I'm going to buy another 8,000. Like, all I'm doing at this point is I'm thinking, what's going to help me build the best possible army for Washington? And I don't think I'm going to get much out of this. And getting it comes down to, let's just get out of the battle and take as few losses as possible. And the strategy is take the position in the north, move the artillery forward, blast away for a while, take the position in the south, and then make a decision about if I want to continue to push or just hit the finish button. And that's exactly what happens. Here, I advance with detached skirmishers. We're in the woods. I get visibility. I have the snipers actually behind to give me spotting. Now I have the entire world firing at his artillery. You can see it's just, his numbers are just collapsing. Some of my artillery is hitting his infantry. And as soon as he starts flashing white, I'll hit pause and shift fire to some other infantry unit. Because as soon as he's flashing white, he's just a sitting duck. So 4 detached skirmishers took the woods. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, we also want to kill supply wagons. There's no reason, I can't capture them, and there's no reason for him to have the use of them. So, supply wagons. I see, at long range, I see a supply wagon, I kill it. And there's his commander. So, hit pause, everybody fire at the commander. You can see the little puffs of smoke around General Wood. We want him dead. So, I'm moving forward my infantry to take the woods. Might as well just take it. And then as soon as I have the woods secured, I'm going to move the artillery up. And then my artillery in the woods will be able to hit exploding shell range on the... the idea is to drive him out of positions with mostly artillery. And take a look at how Panderkraut does this. Panderkraut has, I think, 4 units of 24-pound howitzer. That is, like, I could have easily have swapped out 4 infantry for 4 24-pound howitzer, and that would have worked great. The only concern would have been ammo. But again, if you bring more ammo wagons, that's not a problem. I was concerned my detached skirmisher was going to get wiped out there. That would have been very bad. But he made it. He was shot up, but he survived. Okay, now General Lee can get up and give his bonus to cover, and I was kind of keeping him back because he has a real bad habit of getting spotted and attracting artillery fire. So I'm going to now take the woods in the center. Well, look at that ammo wagon. He's down to 30. Yeah, you got to keep the snipers at max range to not get spotted when they're in the open like that. But if you keep them, like I have these guys perked again for stealth, so Looked like he took a loss. He's at 370 and not 375. So want him to stay, you know, invisible. Send up a detached skirmisher, hit this guy in the flank. Yep, and there he goes. And from that position, we get visibility of another artillery unit. Always welcome. So I see an ammo wagon. I know there's an artillery on that hilltop that I get visibility of if I push a detached skirmisher into the farmhouse. And these supply wagons have a real habit of giving the enemy visibility of your units. So killing them is double bonus. So I'm moving my artillery forward 1 unit at a time so that everybody is providing supporting fire and to the units that are moving forward as they move forward 1 unit at a time. It's a little tedious, but it's kind of doctrine that not all the artillery is supposed to move according to doctrine at one time. They're supposed to bound forward with each other. Some units providing support while other units move. And I'm trying to do it that way. That's actually the smart way to do it. It's a little tedious. Micromanagement. Getting guys into the woods in the north. Getting, like the far north, they're in cover. Now in the north, they're in cover. And in the center, they're in cover. So, and I'm pushing forward units. Exploding shell range. Enemy units do not like being within exploding shell and canister range, even of 10-pound parrots. So far this has gone really, really well. So now I have units deployed right behind the infantry, so more units can start to move forward because they're supported by fire from the front. And you'll notice any unit moves forward, he's now going to take a really healthy blast. Like, look at that. That's just lovely. There's a sniper in the woods, 2 detached skirmishers, infantry, 2 artillery in the forward clump of woods, and then a bunch of artillery in the southern woods also firing, some of it exploding shell range. I start creeping that artillery forward so that any units in the fortifications will get hit with exploding shell. Oh, this is lovely. So my sniper in the woods can see the guy in the fortification. That's nice. We'll kill him. And we finally have everybody move forward. Like, notice that guy is in the woods. And he might be able to get an exploding, you know, a canister shot on that guy. Nah. Okay, now my artillery needs to move forward. That was in the center, the 20-pound parrots, because the enemy's been pushed back. So we need to move. I can now see the artillery unit and the cav unit that are to the right of the northern victory location. So we're going to take those guys out. Yeah, a little something for your trouble. Now he's going to keep sending units forward, and we can, it's only 10:42. We can keep doing this for a while. I just want to keep spotting his artillery. As long as I have artillery to kill, I'm not that concerned about pushing forward. Trying to keep my snipers unspotted. So I sent a detached skirmisher forward. If he got spotted, you know, he could take the hit, but don't really want my snipers to take the hit. In fact, neither one lost a man. I don't think. Maybe the sniper lost one. He's at 374. Look at all the exploding shells on the fortification. So, yeah, all of his units are 3-star. They're about 1,800 men starting. You know, plus or minus 200, I guess. And I'm using mod 1.8, and his fortifications seem to be a little tougher than what I expected them to be in every battle. I don't know if that's because... I don't know. I don't know if... Like, I turned on the fortifications and units were just incredibly tough and did way more damage than they should have. And then I turned off the fortifications and they still seem to be unusually good. Units able to take a lot more damage than I think is normal. So I'm not sure about that, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're going to hit these guys with overwhelming power. Yeah, I think he pushed an artillery unit forward, I'm not sure. You see him in the north? Yeah, that unit in the... All of the units that move forward there just got hammered. They're also, you know, keep in mind there's also a clump of woods to the south with a bunch of artillery in it. I have 4 infantry units to the far south, because I think that I'm going to attack the enemy position with 4 infantry units, some artillery, and a sniper. That doesn't work at all. I could have, and there was no reason to do it. But if you want to do it, check out Hi Bob Warbob's video. He does turn the enemy southern flank and get in behind the enemy position. That is a very interesting strategy. I needed probably another sniper and probably 2 more artillery to pull that off, and I don't have it. So the 4 infantry down in the south, like there you can see the artillery, there's a sniper, and I didn't even have the 10-pound parrot down there for the early part of the battle. He was in the center, or the southern but not far south clump of woods, and then I moved him down there late. If you want to advance in the south, you're going to need some artillery. You're going to need, I would say, 4 artillery, 2 snipers, 4 infantry, and the bottom line is you don't need it. Because I don't think, there might be enough time to wipe the enemy out, maybe. But I don't think so. And the only reason to attack in the south is to get behind the enemy position, and then, like, you're pushing from the north, you're pushing from the south. I think you're just going to drive up your losses. So you can see I'm starting to run out of ammo, so I'm moving my ammo wagon around. $362. That guy has been hit. So I'm targeting, I killed the artillery that was over there, now I'm killing the cav unit. I see his general. We're going to take a moment and kill Smith. So I'm going to kill his cav unit, I'm going to kill Smith. I'm actually going to shift, like the 4 guns to the north are going to shoot shift and take out Smith. That's more important than the Cav unit. He has Spencer carbs. His infantry has 63s. And I think his artillery is, I don't know if it's entirely 20-pound Parrots, but I do recover 20-pound Parrots. So it's basically 1863s, Spencer carbs, 20-pound Parrots. All 3 stars. Here we're just wearing them down. Yeah, the unit in the south actually shattered that you just saw there. He'd had enough. This unit is at 475. Because he's in the fortification, he hangs on for a while, but you know, eventually he's going to be pushed out and then easily shattered. I'm actually creeping my artillery forward, get them within exploding shell range, because it's getting to be near time to take the objective. It's only 11:50 though. I mean, I'm looking at this going, plenty of time to, I mean, the northern objective is going to fall. It's just, the only thing like pushing me forward at this point is the 2 ammo resupply points in the northern woods. Those would be very nice to have. If I had 2 additional ammo wagons, well, 4, 2 per corps, I don't think I would have attacked when I do. But those resupply points are looking very, very nice. I'd like to have those. Get my artillery up there and then start pounding on the enemy from, you know, with a resupply and from that hilltop would be very nice. Yeah, we have 3.5 hours. Oh, my sniper just took a hit. Get him out of there. Yep, and that sniper just took a hit because when he fired, he became visible. So that's part of the deal. I decide to advance with detached skirmishers and hit this guy. And the other guy's down to 350, so my detached skirmishers with artillery support should be able to make short work of him. And then detached skirmishers are leading the way into the fortification. There's nobody in the first trench, and really this is pretty easy. I am hitting pause a lot, like all my artillery is targeting the first guy who's 1400. Yeah, that tiny unit in the trench, he died. I can now see the second artillery unit in the north, who sometimes is tough to see. I wish I had been able to spot him sooner. Not being able to is going to cost me some serious casualties, because he's going to be able to hit me with canister. But taking this position is not difficult. We're just going to come screaming in here. I have 3 infantry that were in the top. Notice I have an infantry in the far right, north. His job is just keep the enemy out of there. Everybody has trouble up there. I don't have any trouble because that infantry is there. So I have 3 infantry coming in from the north, and what do I have, like 4 more coming in from the west, left to right. So that's 7 infantry, and we can just brute force right over top of this. Because we have, look at all the artillery support. So I am hitting pause, redirecting my artillery. This guy 900 is going to take a bunch of fire, not to mention the artillery support, and then the next guy is going to take a bunch of fire, and so on. So one of my units is flashing white, 1 detached skirmisher. This is all going really well. I have General Lee there providing little additional cover. Should probably have my 2nd Corps commander up here too, because he's not doing anything in the south. Yeah, I'm looking at this. This is very one-sided. Yeah, I mean, I could do this in a way that I took fewer casualties. But, I mean, this is very one-sided. He's just getting hammered. Okay, 4 of my 10-pounders have their line of sight blocked, so what happens is I keep telling them to hit the artillery and they can't hit it because of terrain, so then I redirect them to the south. So they're hitting the guy in the south part of this fortification. Okay, that guy's a little bit annoying, and he gets some flanking fire into my unit, so I'm having my guy spin and fire into this guy. Having my unit was in the far north, he's going to attack. My sniper's going to attack. Now my infantry unit in the clump of woods is facing the right directions, and he collapses. So, check out High Bob, War Bob. The point to which he advances is different than where I advance to. And I've already started moving my 10-pound parrots forward to get them. And I want to get my 20-pound parrots up on these supply points too. So, but I'm already moving some units forward because not everybody has a target right now. So, yeah, move them forward, get them in exploding shell range. This is a nice group of targets. If I can get my artillery up, we can hit these guys with canister and exploding shell. Free and easy kills. Yeah, basically his position was easier to take than I thought it would be. Softened it up with artillery for a couple hours and then just moved infantry forward and pounded it. Pretty much it was brute force, but it was an overwhelming force. So it was very one-sided. Okay, those units in the north are taking unnecessary casualties. He has 20-pound parrots in the clump of woods to the far right. So I'm just getting out of there. There's nothing to be gained. Let my sniper just chip away at him. Okay, we have visibility on another artillery unit, so redirect some artillery there. Some of my artillery to kill him. Yeah, this is all going well. So now, take a moment, move the artillery up. Where does he think he's going? Oh, he thinks he's going there. Okay. That's going to work well. That sniper has 1,500 kills. Yeah, the snipers get about 2,000. And he's done. I'm actually hoping that all those units like charge the hilltop, try to take the victory location back, but they don't. It's very disappointing. Probably because I killed all his generals. Or I think I did. I think they're all dead at this point. I'm tormenting him with my detached skirmisher. That sniper got way too far forward. 309, so that's not good. Yeah, I keep putting that guy just a little bit too far forward. Yeah, in the south I have a sniper and artillery unit that just keeps firing on these guys in the south, but really there's no real payoff for that. I would have been... yeah, 4 more snipers would have been better. Even just unscoped Whitworths. They would have gotten 1,000 kills. I mean, the infantry's doing nothing, so... I do have visibility on it. One more artillery unit there, so that's good. And I'm wondering if my unit can be that close and stay unspotted. Should be able to. He should probably be back a little bit, because I think he does get spotted eventually. Okay, the artillery's up, and he is not aggressively attacking that victory location, which is just too bad. So it's 1,300. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I could do this till 1430. Just let my artillery blast away at him. I'm deciding what to do with my 4 artillery in the far north, because they're... like, I was thinking maybe I would push harder with my infantry and maybe even get within range of the artillery that's in the clump of woods to the far right, but I'm thinking that would probably be costly and probably not be worth it. Okay, I think my my sniper is going to get spotted here. I should just have turned him off so he didn't fire. Okay, this guy moves up. Yeah, he keeps moving forward. Remember, all these trenches were empty, and then he just sent units forward and have to deal with them again. Now, one of the things you could do, if you didn't care about losses, is just have a wall of infantry move forward and a wall of artillery right behind them, and just blast your way right across this thing. I think you'd have greater losses, but once you got on top of the victory location, the entire clump of woods to the south, you took that, and you got south of his position and behind him, then whatever time was left in the battle, you would just rack up kills. But you'd really drive up your losses. So we're killing that artillery. I'm trying to look at the video and see if he can... His artillery is even firing at my infantry on the hilltop. Doesn't look like it. My artillery is right behind the infantry, so I'd be taking pass-through damage, and I don't think I'm taking any. Yeah, he's easily an exploding shell range, and that unit of 1200 moves forward, he's going to take canister, and a lot of it. So he'll move forward, and then he'll get blasted and run away. And that's, I mean, we're just going to do that over and over. So I'm moving some artillery up because I'm preparing for the attack. You know, against the victory location, the remaining one. It is 1416. So I have an hour and 10 minutes left once the artillery gets into place. Okay, let's see. He's trying to take the fortifications to the north. Get back in there. Let's see how well that works out for him. I'm thinking probably not well. And the first unit routes. Good. There's a unit of 900. He thinks better of it. He runs away. These guys in the center are attacking. That's good. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Yeah, I moved all the artillery up, and they're now getting lovely shots on these guys. Okay, he does spot my sniper. I don't know why. That guy was in that position for a long time. He's down to 240. So I'm going to just go ahead and attack, knock these guys out of these fortifications. I have overwhelming force down here. So we're just going to drive him out. Should draw away some of his units to the south. And then I'm just going to shift everybody to the north. So a colonel gets wounded. He's Colonel Woods. That's the unit that's kind of to the north of the attack. My infantry... Detached skirmishers led infantry come screaming in. I'm going to have the guys in the north attack. They can get some easy kills and take pressure. I know he's going to counterattack as I take the victory location. One of his units routes to the north. I have 2 infantry not doing anything. We're going to go up and just beat up on him. Yeah, these units coming out of the woods probably not doing very much. They're going to get nice, easy shots, but they're going to take 20-pound parrot. Exploding shell. But all these units would have attacked or counterattacked the victory location. Now they're just going to be thumped, and that's going to be the end of them. Okay, I'm redirecting all my artillery, and as my artillery beat up on these 2 units in the front, they rout along with infantry fire. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to direct all the artillery in the world to whoever is next in line. Man, I can see what his 20-pound parrot just did to my infantry unit. That was painful. I'm sliding my infantry that's to the south of this. They're sliding to the left. I decide not to attack the enemy position in the south. There's no benefit to it. So you can see them coming up now. They started in the south. They're now coming up. They're going to provide support to the attack on the victory location, which we're going to take in like just a couple in-game minutes. Finally, his 20-pound parrot got hammered. And we took the fort. Okay, so I see we took the fort. Now I'm looking at this. Do I keep pushing the attack? I can. Like, I'm looking at his artillery that he has. He has 116. I can kill some more artillery. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 5 batteries that I see. I have 35 minutes. How much can I do, and how many losses am I going to take? And I'm really... What would you do? What would you do in this situation? Would you push the attack, try to kill more artillery? What I decide is it's not worth it. He started... Like, I've killed a bunch of them. I'm just... this is the one battle where I just take the early out. Okay, so he has 32, 36, 37, 38, 38,000. Yeah, I lost about 38 also, I guess. 39. So close to 10 to 1, I guess. I'll have the exact numbers. Got a lot of promotions, 1863s, and 20-pound parrots. Got 6 20-pound parrots. So, more Spencer carbines. Yeah, all those second lieutenants got promoted to, or lieutenant colonels got promoted to colonel. So that's very nice. He gets 42,000 men. So he's up to 50. I think 50 is probably the bottom of scaling. 72 training, 79 armory. So all 3-star units, all 1863s, if not Fayettevilles. He has 100. I think that's fixed on Legendary. I think that's kind of like the minimum. '98 reputation. I want the 8,000 men. I don't think I really want the rest of it. Melee Cav doesn't look that great in Washington, so I don't... I have tons of 24-pound howitzers. I don't need any more. Well, that's the army. Look, 76,000 Harper's Ferries. I've been buying every weapon that's come up for sale. 12,000 CS Richmonds. So, $700,000 plus I can sell like a ton of equipment. 1,700 Spencer carbines. 580 JF Browns. 280 scoped Whitworths. I can buy some more Maynards. I don't know why I would, but I could. 165 24-pound howitzers. I am going to put those in the army. Maybe not all of them, but I'm going to have 24-pound howitzers. Look, I'm scrolling. The officers just go on and on and on. And that's over what I have in the army, which is a lot. So... Okay, training, because we're finally going to buy veterans. We haven't purchased veterans the entire campaign. I miscalculated by 1, so if you want to get to 10 training for this last camp phase, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disband the 2 artillery that should have close to 100 in everything, and make a bunch of veterans, because that's the efficient way to do it. And I'm going to make as many veterans as I can. And I'm going to be able to sell a ton of equipment. a good 70,000 weapons. Rifles, just rifles. Okay, a lot of these are 2-star. I don't know, check out the Hi Bob video on how to make all your units 3-star. I think I'm going to go in with a different mix, though. I think I'm going to have 1-star infantry in every corps, 1 or 2 units. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I know the number of units that I'm going to have, and I know the number of infantry, artillery, snipers that I want. But I think 2 1-star infantry per corps to be bullet sponges, either 1 or 2 units per, is a good idea. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, that's the battle. I hope you enjoyed it. Took a long time with hitting pause so much, but it was less frustrating than the previous battle because line of sight was not a problem. I didn't have to worry about line of sight. I just hit whoever I wanted to hit. Generally, I could reach them, see them, which made the battle a lot more fun, in my opinion. And yeah, now we go into camp, reorganize the army for the final battle. I'll see you there. Thanks.